toes on my feet, stomping out the negativity. Everybody not a friend of me, spread the love, still I move deliberately. Bully face on, but the smile be heavenly. Brooklyn girls, so they love the energy, love sincerity. So I take the liberty to take them on a journey lyrically. Through hallways.
Hey, Melissa.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Beginning of the new year. Great things are going to happen for us. And we have an audience that's very excited to see us.
Yes, I too am excited to see you. It's been a few weeks and it feels like forever. So I am so happy to be entering the new year with you and the new year of the next chapter with our lovely audience that we have built in the last 6 months of our relationship, I think, right? Yeah, man. It's been building. It's such a great thing. Unfortunately, the beauty of us entering the new year is that we have lost some really valuable folks. Every day we lose valuable people. Every day we lose valuable people. But when we lose people that we think we know, because of the television on the big screen, it unites us again as humans. It unites us again as people, because now we feel like we all knew this person that made the transition and we're all being affected, which is different from the day-to-day losses that we individually have. So I wanted to take a moment to acknowledge the ones we just lost in the beginning of the year, which was our beloved Sidney Poitier and Bob Saget. I don't know if his name was Robert Saget, but television.
I think he went by Bob.
Yeah, he went by Bob. So here's a toast up. And just because this is in one of our sponsored cups, I too am still drinking water. But I'm drinking my concoction water. It's my lemon water with ginger, orange peel, and honey. So
wow, you did some cooking today, huh?
Oh yeah.
All you need in there is like those healthy mushrooms, the lion's mane, the cordyceps, We're getting to an age now, Miss Kitty, where we have to take care of our body and mind with
Lord, tell it.
Mushrooms.
Tell it. One of the things I wanted to acknowledge about both men, but not both men only. Right before the year ended, we also lost another icon, our sister-in Betty White. The reason why I'm mentioning these three people is because these three people, to our knowledge, were great humanitarians. There's a difference between just being a great actor or a great writer or a great dancer or a great television producer or a great doctor or a great, speaker, but to be a great human where all of your work, even in a comedic form, is to the point of healing your people, and your people being all of us, everyone, and never hearing, to my knowledge, any bad shit about any of them. Everybody's acknowledgement really was the same in regards to how they made people feel. And at one point, I had an issue with Sidney Poitier, never as an actor, but as a man, because I felt like he did me as a little Black girl loving this sophisticated man. Like, why did he marry a white woman? And it never made me not want to watch any of his films, but it always kind of didn't really sit right with me. So when I did my Google and I did my research and found out, one, that this man had 6 daughters, no boys, 6 daughters, but that his first 4 group of daughters came from his first wife, which was a Black woman. And then he married, in his second marriage, a white woman, had 2 children with her, and that was the marriage he was with until he made his transition. So it kind of lightened this judgment that I had, because I felt like, I had such a reverence to the sophistication that I have for Sidney Poitier. Just feeling that this was always an elegant, like this was our first if you would say Denzel, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
wanting him to stay pure for us, you know what I mean? But realizing
Mm-hmm.
once again that he stayed pure as a representation of a human, because he was definitely a man who took pride in his culture, in his blackness, into who he was.
Mm-hmm.
You saw it
Okay.
on the screen. He says, "I'm a black man." You know what I'm saying? He took pride in that, but he took pride in being a good human. And
Mm.
that, I am going to miss, but take those examples as legacy to continue to follow, so
Mm.
that hopefully when I make my transition, y'all have some good shit to say about me. you know
I'm
um
glad that you were able to put to bed your frustrations with his, you know, wife choices now that, you know.
yes.
I'm glad that you were able to heal that today.
So today's topic, wait, here it come now. Today's topic are friendships, or we're going to be
Mm.
talking about friendships and people who are.
Or situationships. That's another one.
That's another one. Situation shit. Cause what had happened was, but friendships that are now reconnecting with
Mm.
us as people become empty nesters. So our childhood or young relationships that, where they had a bunch of kids and you had no kids, or everyone had kids, but now everyone kids are leaving the home, and we're finding these new way of living and who we are now in our 50s and yada yada yada. We're through social media connecting to people that we were friends with as children. I was curious to why you brought, or you wanted to talk about this.
I wanted to talk about this because I started to notice that now that people my age are their children are starting to grow older, that they want to reconnect, especially coming to see me in Puerto Rico. I like to think it's because I live this wonderful life
Right,
and they
right.
want to experience what a wonderful life I have because I live in paradise and I don't have children. So, you know, because this is something that I've noticed that is starting to come up, I wanted to discuss like, how do other people feel about that? Especially if you are somebody that has children. Do you want to connect with that person in your life that chose not to have children? Um, is there like a way to connect but not feel like any time has passed? Is it a weird new relationship? Is it an old flame that is like, oh, now things have changed? Maybe we could have a situationship that we couldn't have years ago. So with social media, this has really like opened up this doorway of being able to reconnect with relationships that may have, you know, faded for certain reasons over the years. I know for mine, choosing not to have children, I really did not want to be invited to any of my friends' like birthday parties for their children, their dance recitals. That was just like, holy God, don't waste my Sunday with that torture. And you know that puts a damper on a relationship. So now that time has passed, can those relationships be rekindled? Have you experienced that recently, of like old relationships coming back into your life?
Yes and no. Um, my, I want to say, in a room of 10, I feel like 8 of them are only trying to rekindle relationships with me as an adult friend because they didn't get the opportunity to have sex with me as a child or as a young person, or
Mm-hmm.
that young situation when we were friends, because we were, weren't of age, or we were, in our religious backgrounds, or situations that, we just didn't get those opportunities. So needless to say, the majority of people that try to rekindle friendships with me happen to be men. Um, some of my female relationships have definitely come to surface through the social media, and as we've become older, losing friends. So I'm reconnecting with people at homegoing services, and then we say we're going to make an effort to reconnect and establish a relationship or build a relationship at this age, and we really don't. We kind of keep it on social media, so I don't know how authentic that is, but I know authentically it's for real on social media, but we don't take it outside of that. And the only ones that have taken it outside of that have been men. And unfortunately, I've only really had one situation where I reconnected with a childhood friend as an adult. Both of our children are out of the home. And yes, I do generally feel like this person is my friend, but we had sex. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
When we first connected, you know what I mean? We had sex, and we've only had sex one time. We didn't go into a romantic relationship. I don't think he simply reconnected with me just to have sex. Wait,
Maybe.
wait, hold on. I don't think he connected with me just to have sex. No, wrong. Wait, I don't think, wait, I would try it again. I don't think he came into my life just to have sex,
Hmm.
but
Hmm. Hmm.
but we had,
Hmm.
oh wait, it's not
Mhm.
stopping. You know what I'm saying? So I value the friendship and where we're at now, but it still started out that way. So it makes me a little suspicious. So when we put this question, or we pose this question online, we 80% of people were flattered. And I can see that.
Mm.
One of the homegirls, that I do know, she stated that she enjoyed reconnecting with her peoples. And this is one of the people that I'm talking about, that we reconnected at one of our dear friends' homegoing service, but we haven't seen each other in the 5 years or the 6 years we reconnected. We haven't seen each other again in person, but at another person's service. We support each other online. I feel her love online, but we haven't really grown into the relationship that we can now have as mothers, that with children that have left the house, with adults who are now preparing or have the transition of losing their parents, and now what that relationship looks like. So it's interesting, what happens when they reconnect, and then how that reconnection actually develops. Since we had 80% that was flattered, obviously then in the numbers, we had 20% that questioned why that person was
Mm.
trying to reconnect again. So it wasn't a high number. It was actually good to see that more people was open to it. But you do have those, that small percentage like myself, that's a little suspicious of people wanting to reconnect. And I wish that I wasn't.
And I wonder if it does have to do with a gender thing, because like if a female friend reached out to me and was like, "Hey, I want to come to Puerto Rico. What do you think?" I'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is a great place." But if an old person from my life that maybe I had some sort of situation with sent me a message saying like, "Hey, I want to come to Puerto Rico. What airport do I fly into?" I'm going to get a little suspicious, because Dr. Google is out there and he can help you find that airport in Puerto Rico,
Right.
and Airbnb. So you could, like, I wonder if it does have to do with a gender thing too.
I wonder. I know that I wanted to definitely be more present in giving spiritual advice this year than I've been in my past. So when we talking about this particular subject, I thought about the friendship that a lot of us are now reconnecting also as empty nesters, or just, you know, the next chapter in our life. And that's reconnected with most of us in our higher conscious state call the universe, but on a more direct personal level of how we've been taught to believe, you know, that name, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, Buddha, you know, represents a connection to a friend that I believe sometimes gets lost. So that spiritual moment I wanted to show was how we now begin at these stages of our life to look to God, Jehovah, Allah, as that friend that we are now reconnecting with, and using the same premise of, well, what's the agenda, you know, or
Oh, yeah.
being flattered, because the scriptures, and it's funny I say the scriptures, but the scriptures in the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures, because only in this particular scripture is a name used. No other Bible transcript has the name. They all say Lord. But in this particular translation, in Romans chapter 10, verses 13, and this is one of my favorite scriptures, says, "For everyone who calls on the name of Jehovah will be saved." So one, agenda, calling on the name of Jehovah to be saved. But two, calling on the name of Jehovah, because when I talk to you now, yeah, occasionally I might go, "Hey, girl." You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, when I'm talking to you, my friend, I'm addressing Melissa. You know what I'm saying? So because at the end of the day, I could be talking about 5 girls in a room. "Hey, girl, how you gonna know which one I'm talking to unless I say, 'Hey, Melissa'?" So the same way that there are many gods, I have to be clear in my messaging of what God I'm speaking to, because I'm talking now to my friend. So in talking to my friend Melissa and addressing her by her name, then it's the same way that I'm now addressing the creator of the universe, this entity that I'm unfamiliar with, as a name or with a name, so that this now friendship that I am reconnecting or connecting becomes more personal and not so abstract, you know, or absolute, where this is just this energy that I gotta pray to when I'm asking for something, but not an energy that I'm like, "Yo, who this? What's that? Yo, God, you got jokes like Jehovah." Funny, like, "Jehovah, I need blah blah blah." You know what I'm saying? Like the same way I'm kicking it with you is the same way I kick it with Jehovah, because he's my friend. But I'm learning that as I am learning to have these new relationships as an empty nester, because there are certain things that, you know, for years I was able to use the excuse, "I got the kids." I can't use that excuse anymore. So now, you know, was that a protection to allow me not to put the work in? Because the key is, whatever friendship is developing, even if I reconnect it as an empty nester, still requires work if the relationship is important to me, whatever relationship that was, or situation that is. That's a situation that I might just be fucking now as an adult, because we didn't fuck as kids and now we want to fuck as adults, and that's what the friendship is based on. Then that's the friendship. If the friendship is now a mentorship because we've grown in different careers, so obviously you could not mentor me as a young person, but now you can because we're adult and we're seasoned in our industries. There's so many the reasons why relationships reconnect. So now that they reconnect, what is the benefit? What is, you know, the agenda? You know what I'm saying? And I fit that agenda, just like my friendship with Jehovah. My friendship with Jehovah brings me peace. That's a fucking agenda. My relationship brings me possibly everlasting life. That's a fucking agenda. It possibly brings me a good relationship with the creator, so I have good karma. That's a fucking agenda. And I'm okay with having those agendas, because they serve me. And not only serve me, they serve the other person, the other entity that I'm in the relationship with. Because as I give of service to what I'm giving, they too are giving in service. So it becomes what is it? Not a
reciprocity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Yeah.
which is what we're now showing in this relationship, because I'm gonna tell you, this is not a new relationship, but it's a new relationship mindset for me, because
Mm-hmm.
I have white people I work with.
Mm-hmm.
I do not have white people that I make friendships with.
Mm. I feel very honored that I am one of your chosen.
You're silly. Are you chosen, or did the creator choose you, girl? Huh?
True.
Hey,
True.
come on. Oh, that was
Where did you get these sound effects?
girl. I don't know. Wait, this one I tried to use, but I don't know when it's gonna come into play. Hold on. Let me look here. Let me do a memory. So, wow. So this has been an exciting first episode of the next chapter, wouldn't you say?
I would say so. I mean, it feels like it's been a long time, but I feel like even though it seems like it's been a long time, it feels like no time has passed, right? Like I feel like we still have this great energy. We have all these great topics to talk about. You know, you and I are going through different phases of our life and willing to share those. And I feel like every week you and I are having different experiences and different situations. I mean, like I had a cacao ceremony the other day.
Yes, tell me what that is.
Yeah, it was for a friend's birthday, and she wanted to do the ceremony where we drink like raw cacao. So it's like chocolate that hasn't been processed or anything in it. It's very bitter, but it gets the heart pumping, the blood flowing, and doing these different breathing, exercising, meditating, calling in the higher spirit, whatever that is for you, and really being able to sit and sit with the stuff that might be blocking you. Did a lot of crying, had to go to bed early. Oh, I hate crying, but it was an experience, and still figuring out I have daddy issues. So
Okay.
you never know what we're getting into every week.
Girl, I tell you.
Yes.
So what was your takeaway? And before we say what your takeaway is, let's go to a commercial break, because we need our sponsors to support this movement. So let's now take a break and go to them.
Everything we do is about community empowerment, building, learning, growing, and becoming self-sufficient. Tech believes that financial freedom and education are the civil rights movement of our time.
Sade's Skincare takes pride in using natural, nurturing skincare products to make New Yorkers glow and love their skin. For the past 30 years, we have tailor-made skincare regimens for people and their unique skin type. Now everyone can enjoy this service for free. All skin types, all ages. Your skin, your match. Simply go to SadeSkincare.com and sign up now for your free consultation.
We're back. And we're back. So what was your takeaway of today's conversation about friendships that are trying to reconnect or rekindle?
I think the takeaway I've gotten from all this is that, take a look at those relationships, really take a moment, sit with it, and see what that agenda is, right? Whatever relationship that is, it's whether it's a human being here, it's a spiritual connection, from the other side, really sitting with that and figuring out, is it something that you want to put the energy and time into, or is it just a situationship? And then you just, do what you got to do and move on.
And how do you enter some of your situations?
Wide open.
You be rocking that minister part of me, girl. You know it's a fine line, honey. But that's another part of crazy of being a minister. and looking to the scriptures for guidance, because when we talked about friendships, my responsibility and obligation to you as your friend is to show you unconditional love, not judgment.
That's right. So when we talk about our kink fetishes, you have to love me anyway.
Exactly. Oh man. So that concludes us talking about friendships. Join us again next Tuesday as we come to you guys with our versions of conversations that discuss shades of gray in the next chapter of our lives. I am one of your hosts, KittyRose. Oh, wait, before we end, we gotta tell the folks they gotta do something. Wait. Before they leave, they gotta subscribe.
Subscribe, like, and share our episodes.
Yes. And you can do that by visiting both of our YouTube channels and sharing our conversation with you all to your network of people, because we are in the business of healing. And right now, since we are dealing in this new normal, we have to find a way to adjust and adapt to being inside, so that we can continue to be safe, strong, and profitable. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Let's not forget profitable. So right now, you can still see my one-woman show, I Am You, online in the virtual world. If the website is not up when you go to it, because right now I'm not paying the bill and they have it up, but they may take it down at any moment, just email me directly and I'll send you a private link via YouTube that you can purchase and see the show. What you got going on? Your gallery looks like it's expanding back there, my love.
Yes. So I am working on creating NFTs.
Got some pussy back there.
That's my piece I called Lady Bits. Okay. It's quite an interesting event coming to my house here. Vaginas everywhere.
Yeah.
So I am working on creating physical NFTs. So it's creating artwork that can be sold on the blockchain. It's a lot of crypto type of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they're working on something in the back here. Yeah. So I'm creating art that's going to be put on the blockchain. People can purchase that, but also get a piece of art in real life, because NFTs are digital art, but I wanted to create something that is physical as well as in the metaverse. Okay.
Look at us. Look at us, y'all. Awesome. So in order to stay current with all of those things, you can visit us on our individual Facebook and LinkedIn pages. And then you can definitely see all of our video content on our individual YouTube channels. So please continue to join us, support us, give us ideas, share us, like us. And if you don't like us, tell us why. Like, all feedback is welcomed. We are not that sensitive, just a little bit. But
yeah, you can read the negative stuff, Kitty. I don't want to see that stuff.
But we might not get negative, but we always going to get negative because there's haters out there. But the beautiful thing in the haters out there is the balance.
True. It's all about balance.
It's all about balance. So until then, hold on. What do we end the show with? Until then, I guess we just say bye. We love you. Until next time, we'll see you guys next Tuesday on the next chapter.
Bye.
Bye.
Legendary ciphers get the MCs and the jobs. The city never sleeps. Slept from 1 to 5 when COVID hit the block and we had to stay inside. Tough love is all I know, so be gentle with my soul. Learn to navigate winters with no coat. If you never been cold, never been broke. Hustle 24/7 just to stay afloat. So New York, like dollar pizza in that cold shit. That real life break from the